After seeing the famed Shipwreck Bay in our last video, we moved down the coast to the capital of the island of Zakynthos, which is called Zakynthos.
Goodbye, Zanti.
We only stayed there a night.
Beautiful landscape.
And we were on our way across to the mainland in the small port of Katakolo, which is the closest port that we could find to the world famous site of Olympia. We arrived at night to some interesting music. The next morning was beautifully calm, and we were keen for a swim, but decided that the waters were far too overcrowded. There were dozens of these all around the boat. My nephew is a keen surfer in Australia, and he assured us that they're not the poisonous type. They're just itchy and full of sea lice, and feel gross if you unexpectedly touch one. Yeah, nah. We didn't bother. The short drive to Olympia from Katakolo took around half an hour, and when we arrived, we went straight to the archaeological site. It was a short walk to the site from the small town called Ancient Olympia. Olympia is positioned in a quiet little valley at the junction of the Cladius and the Alpheus rivers on the western Peloponnese. Back in the day, it was famous for hosting the Olympic Games every 4 years, and by back in the day, I mean over 2,500 years ago, 776 BC. We had a great day at Olympia, just looking around at all the different ruins, and it was amazing. The scale of this place is almost on the same as the Agora in Athens, and we tried to imagine ourselves being here, when this place was in its heyday. So if you're thinking of coming here, it really is worth a visit. Phidias' workshop was identified by a cup unearthed in the excavations with the notation, "I belong to Phidias." This was found in the ruins of what later became a Christian basilica. Altus was the original name of Olympia. It seems that the Greeks couldn't make their minds up who to worship, and over the years they got another clever idea and built another altar to another god. Pausanias, a Greek geographer around the 2nd century AD, identified 69 different altars to different gods all around Olympia. So first and foremost, Olympia was in fact a religious sanctuary. The games became popular as they reflected the Greeks' ideals that the free individual who aspires to achieve excellence through an agon, or struggle or contest. While today it appears in ruins, the Temple of Zeus was the largest one of the Peloponnese, measuring over 27 metres by 64 metres. Today, and several months before the modern Olympic Games are started, the Olympic flame is lit, using sunlight to ignite the torch before it's taken by relay across the world to whichever country it's in and the Olympic Stadium built there. The Crypt was the official entrance to the stadium. It was used by both judges and athletes. The arch passageway was built in the Hellenistic era, and the Pausanians called it the secret entrance. As it was customary in early Greek stadiums, the spectators sat on the slopes, and only stone seats were for the judges. The stadium's course is about 200 yards long, or about 192 metres. The starting lines at the Olympic Stadium were made of marble, and the notches were cut where runners would place their feet. We found this cute little cafe that blew water vapour over you to help keep you cool. It was so good. The Archaeological Museum was air-conditioned, so it was great to get in there. They had so many artefacts preserved. It is also a must-see. Thank you for watching, and if you'd like to support us, click on the Patreon link below.